Before we read the lines for this question, let's make sure we understand the question. It's giving us a clear task. Which finding from the second research team's experiment, if true, would most strongly support Isley and the colleagues' hypothesis, right? So they're purposely telling me that all the information in the choices is new information, but we need to see what relates to the information in the passage, the hypothesis. So let's read with the hypothesis in mind. A new paper by Rudolph Isley, Jim Hench, and Amy Weinstock hypothesizes that male hummingbirds use their iridescent neck feathers to communicate their reproductive fitness to potential mates. Since slight changes in the position of the feathers will result in a unique light reflectance pattern, it is believed that the iridescence allows males to advertise how quickly and dexterously they move, an important trait for avoiding predators and one that would be attractive to female hummingbirds. To test this hypothesis, blah, 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 they just say that they had these two things, right? So the research team built two lifelike male hummingbirds, one with highly iridescent feathers and slow movement, another with weakly iridescent feathers but quick movement. This is all great. What's going to happen to those models? That's what I care about. So, choice A. The model with the highly iridescent feathers was rejected by potential mates more quickly than was the model with the weakly iridescent feathers. Well, if the iridescence is rejected by the mates, then that goes against the hypothesis. The hypothesis, look what I highlighted here. The hypothesis is saying the iridescence makes them more attractive because it means that they can avoid predators more easily. So iridescence means more mates. And so this is saying the opposite, that they're being rejected by mates. So that is not true. Choice B, the model with highly iridescent feathers attracted significantly more potential mates than did the model with the weakly iridescent feathers. So let's highlight that in green, actually, to make the point that the iridescent feathers meant more mates because that's what the hypothesis was, that it was an attractive thing. So that sounds pretty good. Choice C, the model with the highly iridescent feathers displayed a wider variety of colors than did the model with the weakly iridescent feathers. That might be true, but who cares? That has nothing to do with the hypothesis. The hypothesis was all about the mates, and this is just the number of colors. That's just completely random. Choice D, the model with the highly iridescent feathers repelled fewer predators than did the model with the weakly iridescent feathers. So they did mention predators there, but the highly iridescent, so the iridescence is repelling fewer predators. Well, remember what they said about the iridescence is that it's supposed to show how good the hummingbird is at avoiding predators. So if the iridescence is repelling fewer predators, then that seems to go against that. Not to mention that that's not what they said the iridescence does. It shows the hummingbird's ability to kind of get away from a predator, but it doesn't repel them, right? It's attracting the mates, not repelling the predators. And so this is backwards. And look, we don't need to understand this in this level of complexity to get a question like this right. Just kind of go with the ideas that are repeated in the passage and see which words kind of appear in the same choices. So in the passage, they talk a lot about the iridescence and a lot about the female hummingbirds liking the iridescence. So choice B kind of just says that. You don't need to overthink this here. Just go with, oh, the idea is repeated here, it's repeated there. Maybe they use slightly different words, but if the idea is repeated, it's probably a good sign. This is a great way to deal with these kind of dense science passages where it feels like you need to know some science to understand it, but really it's just about relationships and simple ideas. So trust yourself, trust the process, and you'll be able to get these questions right.